Yes.
Yep.
Got it.
Hey, we're live.
Got
Hey,
it.
I should start the show. Hello, Facebook. We're live. By the way, therapists say never go to bed angry in case one of you dies in the night and your last words and feelings were negative. I agree not to go to bed negative, but not because someone might die. Who cares if someone dies? But because no one will die, and tomorrow I got to go through all this crap again.
In case someone dies fresh now.
Kind of quiet.
Yeah.
So far away.
Comedy show. Here are some etiquette guidelines. Joe, please arrive 15 minutes early. Please be quiet.
It's like we're watching someone watching the comedy show.
Yep.
This is funny.
This is funny that we have no sound, not good sound.
Chipmunks.
The comedy
Hey,
show.
let me pause for a second. If you guys are talking while the thing's asking you not to talk, stop talking.
It helps if we can hear it.
Hey everyone! It's time for the virtual comedy show starring Brad Tassell and Steve Goodie. Tonight, Brad and Steve welcome their very special guest
Christine Patti.
live from their respective vaccinated homes. And now, please welcome Brad Tassell.
Yay.
Hey. Hi, everybody. I'm live. It's so good to see everybody. And by the way, that was a good picture of Christine. Christine, you were worried about your pictures, weren't you?
Oh, not worried. Well, I'm just, I'm blonde now, so I was brunette before, and I just thought that would just confuse everybody tremendously. So,
Everybody.
No,
My
not
wife
that.
loved your picture and loved Caitlin's picture too. Said that our little post today was very good. So welcome to both of you, very new people for the show. That is great.
Yes.
I'm Brad Tassell. This is the virtual comedy show. We've only done this 75 times, so not having really sound in the opening is pretty much par for the course. So professional. So anyway, I'm in the theater today and I'm live, and Christine and Caitlin, I'm going to do some jokes and then we're going to have a show. How's that sound? Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. First joke. Hey, nice. A woman in the United Arab Emirates donated a kidney to a Jewish woman in Israel. Did you see that?
No.
And the daughter of another Jewish woman donated her kidney to an Israeli Arab in the first organ donations to cross across two cultures, because that first time ever. That's great. They were all doing well, and they had a good laugh when someone then suggested they celebrate with a bag of pork rinds. Jewish, and none of them use those. Okay.
You're going right to hell.
Going right to hell, because I'm neither of those things. So anyway, hey, by the way, did you see this? And this is going on in this country too. The UK is suffering from the worst gas and food shortages since World War II. And the main reason is Brexit. Who knew that being anti-immigrant and nationalist might cause the rest of the EU to not want to bring you crumpets and petrol? Who knew? Being racist. By the way, England's exit from the EU created a huge, pardon the pun, roadblock for truckers bringing in goods like oil and food into the country. So they just stopped bringing oil and food into the country. It's like, if I can make an analogy, it's like what you see today in the faces of Brits because of the toothpaste. Oh, damn it. Let's go back and say that again. It's like what you see in the faces of Brits today because the toothpaste trucks stopped coming in 1934.
That's wrong, Dad, and you know it.
I'm going to edit that one and it'll work. I'm going to edit it. It was a bad teeth joke. Hey, U.S. senators on the Homeland Security Committee have mandated that companies are required to report cyber attacks and ransom payments to cyber criminals to the U.S. government within 72 hours of the attack. And they are to utilize the newest U.S. technologies to fight cybercrime. The company's reporting to Homeland Security do it by giving a telegram to the Pony Express guy. We suck and they're way ahead of us. We all get that, don't we? Get that? Okay. We get that? Do we get it?
Hey-o.
Linda's not happy with this. Linda's wishing she was somewhere else. Hey, oh, did you see this? Daniel Craig will finish off his tenure as James Bond in the upcoming No Time to Die, which is 007's toughest, most dangerous case, running a vaccine booth at a Trump rally. Toughest case, everybody. And that joke was my toughest case for Bob. He didn't like it. Hey, Oreo, I'm going to whip through these fast because Caitlin's getting itchy. I can see it.
I'm fine.
Nothing worse than itchy Caitlin. That's what
She's
I'm
ready
saying.
to get that shirt off like she said she's going to. Okay. Wait, that sounded weird. Like that. That's
Edit
not
that
right.
out. Leave the joke alone. Edit that out.
Yeah, let's
You're
edit
on a
that
roll.
out. That sounded, I can't do that joke today. Okay. So by the way, Oreo has been shaking up its cookie varieties recently to boost sales with new flavors and gimmicks like hot and spicy cinnamon Oreos, glow in the dark. These are all true. Swedish fish, pumpkin spice. Have you heard that? Wow. The popularity has angered one group. How about you eat me? Said the Keebler elf. I don't have as much faith in that one. Nor do I have much faith in this one. Pokemon Oreos. Have you heard of their Pokemon Oreos? They are selling for up to $10,000 a piece on eBay. $10,000. Yeah. Fans of the Japanese game of characters are frantic for anything related to the characters. And recently, a rare Charizard trading card sold for $400,000. Can you believe that? Nintendo owns the brand and will capitalize by putting out an updated app called Pokemon Go Broke.
Well done. Well done.
That was a good one.
Best joke so far.
This is a good time to say hi. Say hi to Amelia, who's 4 years old and is about to start on Pokemon. I'm pretty sure.
Oh man, she came in just in time for the dirty news.
Yeah.
Now this, if you haven't heard this, this is fun. The Danish Museum of Art loaned artist Jens Hanning $84,000 for an art piece, and he gave them 2 empty frames titled "Take the Money and Run." Totally true. He was supposed to use the cash in the art piece, which he promised to do in the next show, which will be titled "Don't Touch My Land Rover." I like that one better than the Pokemon joke. Okay, well, we're 1-9 as far as 1-9. Well, I've got 32 more, so get ready. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's sister, Kim Yo-jong, has been promoted to the State Affairs Commission as she rises in power to someday take over as Dennis Rodman's last remaining fan. Some people don't know who Dennis Rodman is. By the way, Jong is even more tyrannical than her brother. Did you know that? She is against having any relationship with South Korea, wanted nuclear weapons even more than her brother, and is steadfast in her belief that Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez will never stay together for the long run. Okay, here's a fun one for the 4-year-old. California has a new weapon in the fight against drug abuse. Did you see that?
Like Deion Sanders was? Right.
What the?
I think that's I don't know who that is.
Who is that? Out with him.
He's still in the NFL when you were a teammate? I believe so.
That's Jerry. I'm muting Jerry.
Monday night football. Is it Thursday night football?
Jerry.
Hi, Jerry.
Harry!
When things are quiet, unmute yourself again.
Yeah, when things are quiet. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. I forgot all the jokes. I'm going to start over again.
Keebler elf.
Let's go back to joke 1. Here we go. California has a new weapon in the fight against drug abuse. They are paying addicts to stop using. Have you seen this? It's probably a good idea. In some cities, if a meth addict comes into a testing center and tests negative for meth, they are given $7. They will use the money to buy crack. Hey, when in doubt, go simple. That's what I say. And that's been my comedy career, simple. Hey, now here, for all of you, I'm not a meat eater, but for all of you who are, bacon prices are the highest they've ever been in history and will not come down soon. Did you know that? When the pandemic, here's why. When the pandemic began, people started buying up freezers full of bacon, processing plants closed down, and pig farmers euthanized millions of animals because their names never appeared in a web. Anyway, by the way, so it was the perfect large storm for shortages. Supplies of bacon will be low till there are enough mature animals to slaughter. This is bad news for all you pork lovers, but good news for male pigs that love to pork.
Really? He's available for kids' parties.
Remember to hydrate, piggies. Okay. Oh, come on. That was fun.
Yes, it was.
That was the only joke Janet liked today. Okay, now here, you know what? We are a country who is screwed. Postmaster General Louis DeJoy announced that starting Friday, the post office will deliver mail even slower. I know. He hopes by the time Biden gets enough votes on the postal board to fire him, that the UPS will actually come to a point where they come to your house and take back previous mail you've received. Trump hired DeJoy. We all remember Trump hired DeJoy to cripple mail delivery in the US so that mail-in ballots wouldn't get to voters. Luckily, neither snow nor rain nor heat nor gloom of night kept people from voting against Benedict Donald. Okay. I'm going to skip the next one because I don't like it. Here we go. Okay, here's good news. Britney Spears' father has finally been removed as conservator over her fortune and even her daily choices after 13 years of squandering her money on himself. And if you haven't heard, he used security to force medications on her and monitor every conversation and text she ever had. Did you know that?
Did not know that.
Yeah, a temporary replacement will be assigned, and Britney's lawyers are checking to see if Bernie Madoff or Charles Manson are still alive. I thought that was the funniest joke. Actually, I think is this the last joke? Let me see.
Maybe.
Yeah, this is
I don't know.
This is the last joke. Okay. Are you ready, Steve? Okay.
I'm ready.
Last joke, and sadly my favorite. A 96-year-old woman fled her German home to avoid her trial because she was the secretary at Auschwitz concentration camp, and she was complicit, allegedly, in at least 11,000 deaths during the war. She fled her home so not to be arrested. The German police immediately put out a warrant for her arrest, and 12 hours later, she was found 12 steps from her front door. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a stupendous show. Steve, I'll do it. Let me do it. Let me replace with Steve Goodie. Let's hear it for Steve, everybody.
Everybody. Hi, Jerry Vandiver and everybody else who's joined us. It's time for Top 10. Let's do our brand new Top 10 music.
Yay.
Wow, that was fun, wasn't it? All right. All right, I gotta get ready to share again because there's gonna be more sharing. All right, time for our top 10. If you've been joining us for weeks, you know we do this every week, just like Letterman used to do. And the category tonight's pretty exciting. Does anybody recognize this guy? Does that ring a bell with anybody? Anybody know who that is? I'll just tell you. That's Bob Enyart. And if you don't know who he was an American conservative broadcaster on both radio and television, pastor of the Denver Bible Church. He was anti-gay, anti-abortion, anti-mask, anti-vaccine, and he was a douche. And I'm not pleased to say that he died from COVID 2 weeks ago. I'm not pleased. Here's a list of his accomplishments. He sued the state of Colorado and won, and therefore banned all mask mandates for the entire state, not just his church. He advocated for the death penalty for women who'd gotten abortions. He went to prison for severely beating a 7-year-old with a belt. And this is my favorite, in the 1990s, he would get on his TV show and read the obituaries of AIDS victims while blasting Another One Bites the Dust. So, swell guy. And our topic tonight for the top 10 songs played at Bob Enyart's funeral. Let's go get this guy. Here we go. Number 10, Highway to Hell. Well, it's kind of obvious, but
yeah.
had to get that one out of the way. All right. Number 9, Pretty Much Anything by fellow sociopaths Eric Clapton and R. Kelly. Number 8, Fire and Rain and Damn, He Was a Complete Idiot A-hole. Hold on. Before we continue, I'm getting a piece of fan mail from the old letter bag. Let's bring that up on the screen if we can. This is from the desk. Can you see that?
No.
From Maria Tucker. Oh, wait, hang on. Let's make it white on black so we can read that. Okay. It says, Dear Steve and Brad, Steve is a musical comedian, for Pete's sake. Why doesn't he sing these top 10 items rather than just speaking the titles? Big fan, Maria. Thank you, Maria Tucker. Well, that's a really good idea. So but I wasn't really warmed up yet. So let me turn on some reverb. That'll help. Let me do my standard warm up for singing Raindrops on Roses and Whiskers on Kittens. Bob was a douchebag, so I say good riddance. Okay, I'm ready. All right, here we go. I hope this is sort of in tune. Number 7. I heard you singing Another One Bites the Dust. Well, F you, buddy. F you too. That was number 7. Number 6. This is more of an operatic one. Kill the Wat Fink, kill the Wat Fink, kill the Wat Fink. Number 5. Bummer that you have passed, but you were talking out your ass. Can't wake you up when September ends, because you're on a vent. Hey, it's the last day of September. What could be more timely? All right. Number 4. If I Die Dumb. Okay, not everybody's getting that one. Let's get a little help from our friend Maria.
Yeah.
Here's the song. Number 4.
If I die dumb, doing something stupid, take the video and YouTube it. Tell the others how I tried to make them proud. My last words.
There you go. Very tastefully done. Thank you, Maria. And let's get ready to share again, because there's going to be more sharing in just a moment.
All the sharing.
Can you hear the sharing?
Yes.
Okay, good. Just making sure. Okay. Number 3. Cause douchicide is painless and you're so freaking brainless. I hope you suffered bigly from this disease. That's so mean. Oh, well, speaking of mean, number 2. You're a trouser stain. No way I'll see you in heaven. All right. And the number 1. Oh boy, here we go. We're going to share the number 1. I'm so excited. The number 1 song played at Bob Enyart's funeral is... Here comes number 1. I can't breathe, so I'll die. I believed in a bunch of lies. I was crappy to kids and gays. I fought vaccines and mask mandates. I believed I was right. So I'll be rotting in the ground tonight. I can't breathe, so I'll die. Yes, I'll die. I can't breathe, so I'll die. I'm an awful guy. I can't breathe, so I'll die. Bye-bye. I suck. That was it.
That
was good.
Good job.
Or did you make it out of?
I made that up. Don't fund him. Don't.
Why
No.
didn't you put a website of something that was good? They could have actually gone to and given money.
That's not what I do.
Like, so by the way, I'm getting you didn't like him.
Really? You're picking up on that? I thought it was maybe a little subtle.
By the way, a little subtle. And by the way, we do our condolences to your.
Yeah. You can't even say it with a straight face.
Well, just because he was a douche, maybe they're not all douches.
Yeah,
I
maybe
can't.
not. Yeah.
I can't help laughing at just the name because it makes you go and you're.
That's wild. And he was a horrible, horrible person, even though I'm not going to go as far as you. By the way, I don't know if everybody knew this. We're kind of a left-wing show.
Oh, did we fail to point that out?
A little bit. Which is why we haven't seen anybody from my family in a year.
Which is why we went left wing.
Left wing. You know what wing we should go to now, Steve?
I do know musical guest wing.
Musical guest wing. So I'll add here.
Yes,
Let's
please
add
do.
that, ladies and gentlemen. It's Caitlin, everybody. Let's hear it.
Yay.
I'm very excited, Caitlin, to meet you, to see you, to never talk about your shirt again, and just leave all that out of it. And what we do is we're going to play you an intro too, and then when we come back from the intro, Steve and I will be gone.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
You ready?
Are you ready?
Here we go.
Okay, yes. Yes.
It's our musical guest, Gonna sing something funny and then Steve will play something in between. Our musical guest. It's time for our musical guest.
Aw.
Thank you for that warm introduction. I wrote this song with the fabulously funny Emily West, and it goes a little something like this. It's called Butt Dial. In a moment of sobriety, I went to see a PhD, said I needed clarity, and gave me Adderall to help me with my OCD and narcissistic tendencies. Desperate at CVS, I took your call. I went from PMS to PBR to PDA, behind the bar to OMGing all night long in your BFF has cousin's car. After DUIs and purple pills and Spanish-speaking court appeals, or I'd take your butt dial after all. Waking up in your roommate's bed, fighting over half the rent. Last night's hootenanny hurt my knees. Well, who the hell is Bethany? You know my name is Stephanie. Choking on your willy while you're just getting your filly. Well, blowing you, it ain't no friggin' breeze. I went from PMS to PBR to PDA, behind the bar to OMGing all night long in your BFF half cousin's car. After DUIs and purple pills and Spanish-speaking court appeals, Lord, I take your butt dial after all.
Wow. That was amazing.
Now, guess what? Now, we all get excited about this when we add Steve to the spotlight. And
All right.
I never heard that song before. I'm a big fan of Emily West. Saw her at Kerrville many a time. So here's a little, since your song's about phones, here's a song about phones, which I wrote with the inestimable Carla Ulbrich. And it's a waltz. So if anybody wants to waltz, you just go right ahead.
what does inestimable mean?
Inestimable. Sorry. Fine.
Beyond compare.
I was texting with 6 friends at once when nature called and would not be forestalled. So I brought the phone with me onto the throne, thinking they can't smell a text, so they'll never know. But then I dropped my phone in the toilet. My phone's in the toilet. My droid took a dive. What am I gonna do? My whole life's in that phone. Now my life's in the toilet. And if you think your life stinks, oh boo hoo hoo hoo. Between my knees, my cell fell 2 feet to hell. All my contacts and pictures and calendars I can't lose. I've just gotta retrieve it, though I'd rather leave it. Forget rubber gloves. I need a damn hazmat suit. 'Cause I dropped my phone in the toilet. My phone's in the toilet. My droid took a dive. What am I down in the loo? It won't help to boil it. My phone's in the toilet. Public service announcement. Don't text and poo.
Ew.
Yay.
That was beautiful, Steve. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Very moving.
Ah!
Oh, yeah.
Alice,
Oh, it's
I
gonna get
love
classy
you.
now.
Alice can stay anytime. I love her. She's... All right. One more from me, correct?
Yes.
All right. All right. Here we go. This one's called "It's Hard to Be a Lady." If you know what I mean.
I can't the truth.
It's hard to stand by my man when you can't even stand up. Hard to leave with my pride when you're calling my bluff. It's plain to see all this is heading south, and it's hard to be a lady when I got you in my mouth. Second verse. It's hard to stand by my man when you can't even stand up. Hard to leave with my pride when you're calling my bluff. Well, it's plain to see this is all headed south, and it's hard to be a lady when I got you in my I'm sorry.
Hey,
Delightfully inappropriate.
I'm very
we
sorry.
have just gone right.
There's
By the
some
way,
4-year-olds here.
Christine, when I told you what the show should be rated, just forget it.
I'm sorry.
Oh, we checked on that. It's fine. You can make noises.
Fine. It was
Yeah.
That was right. Let's hear it for Caitlin, everybody. That was
Yay.
fantastic. Thank you so much. 3 inappropriate tunes in a row. I think that's
Exactly. What more could you ask?
One more. Hey, so Caitlin, I was going to ask her if she wanted to
Oh.
promote anything right now.
I'll bring her back. Hold on. Here we
Bring
go.
her back. See if she wants to promote it. Do you want to promote anything real quick?
Well, sure. Let's see here. CaitlinEvanson.me is my website. It's CaitlinEvanson.me. That is my website where you can book online songwriting experiences, as well as hear my original tunes and some of the fun artists that I used to tour with, play fiddle for, and sing background vocals.
Such as who?
Ringo Starr, Taylor Swift, Shakira, Luke Bryan back when he was driving his own SUV and we were playing in the bars.
Wow.
Lots of fun checkered career there. It's been
Let's have an inside story.
an inside story.
About Ringo.
How long do you have? Okay, we'll go with Ringo because I've used up all my class coins in one night. So he was you'll all be happy to know he was phenomenal. He is the only person who ever flew me first class, by the way, takes care of his people, like class man. Wow. And when we saw him, when he would show up on stage, he would show up for rehearsals. He would show up for sound checks. He's a Beatle. He didn't have to do that, but he did. And when we played Royal Albert Hall, it was for Good Morning America. And so there were commercial breaks. And while we were standing around on these commercial breaks with Ringo Starr, I had my fiddle out and I was, just playing a little like something Irish, like that. And I just kept going. And then the drummer started jumping in. And then he, out of nowhere, starts dancing a jig to the fiddle and the drums during the commercial break before we went to play his song of Liverpool. So that's my good, clean, quick story for.
That's fantastic.
What song did he do?
He did his Liverpool 808, which is not like any of like the oldies, obviously, that we all grew up on. But it's called Liverpool 8. I was a sailor first, I sailed the sea. So you should check it out.
I do a parody of You're 16 in one of my shows. You're 16, you're jailbait your mind. Is what I say.
Lovely. And I would like to point out that I've read this. I don't know if this is true, but Ringo can afford to fly everybody first class because Ringo fits in the overhead compartment.
Yeah. Is he small? Is he that small?
He's that small. But he's 80 and he looks like he's 20. So
Yeah.
that's worth it.
Love.
Right? I think
low.
he's like the vegan sober one, man, because he definitely looks younger.
I will never sign your crap. I will sign no more crap. All right. Well, thank you. Yay, Caitlin.
Yay, Caitlin.
Thank you.
He's gone. She was never here.
All right. Hey, you know what? This show goes on forever because, and now we can say her name. Let's add Christina Fecati.
Hey, Christina.
Fecati. How are you, Christine?
I'm very well. What's so funny is that you got Fecati correct, but it's Christine, not Christina.
Sorry, Christine.
So close.
If I say Christine, I think about a car killing people, so it's hard to. So Steve asked me earlier how we met, and we haven't met.
We have not.
That should be a shortish story.
There's a short story. We've never met. We just, because you and Mark Brazil were saying a lot of stuff on Facebook about how awful things were in the country, and I joined in, and then we all became fans of not being fans of Trump, I think is what it was. Yeah.
Very well could be.
Okay. Well, there you go. All right. So, well, I'm happy to say.
We're all out of time. I'm sorry.
All right. So here we go. So what we have for you, same thing. We have a fun thingy bop. What is it called? An intro.
Intro.
And then Steve and I will be gone, and then talk for 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right. Thanks.
It's time for our big headliner. Got some funny jokes to say. Oh, do a 10-minute set headliner. Man, I'm so glad that it's Thursday. Yeah.
Hey. It's so good to be with you guys. It is Fecati is my last name. I married into that one. Honest to God, I think it was about 6 months dating before I learned how to pronounce his name. Not even kidding. It's a pain in the arse, and so is the man who gave it to me. No question. Fecati kind of screams like doesn't have an agent, doesn't it? No agent in Hollywood would come up with that one. They would just pull me aside and say, would love to work with you, but let's talk about that name. My God. It sounds a little vulgar, but in Hungarian, so you can get away with it. Listen, I just got back from Nashville, actually. Great city, loved it. Lived there for 20 years, actually. Had not been back in about 5 years, and you're soon going to figure out why. I have history there, and a record.
Oh,
yes. True. Yeah. Back in the day, this would have been vodka. But actually 523 days, no alcohol at all. You fucking hypocrites. I'm so sorry. Little one. We may have scared her away already at this point. It's so funny. I love how people that are like 3 drinks in share my sobriety. So it's not going to take long for you to realize that my sarcasm and my sincerity sound very similar. So have fun with that. See what I'm saying? Many people actually decided to drink a lot more when COVID hit. Made perfect sense under the circumstances. I, on the other hand, decided a global pandemic would be the perfect time to quit drinking, proving that even the healthiest decisions in my life have self-sabotage written all over them. I had convinced myself at a certain point in my life that red wine was so good for me. It was basically just affordable health care. Preventative maintenance, if you would. I also convinced myself, as many people do, that the only thing standing in the way between me And all the happiness that I deserved was my marriage. So I divorced, but kept the last name. You know, clearly I was not making good choices at that point in my life. And that, you know, soon after the divorce, you know, it did lead to some happiness. I fell madly and passionately in love with vodka cranberry. That was funny. Vodka cranberry, perhaps the love of my life. It was a little codependent. Vodka cranberry was a bit controlling, but surprisingly optimistic. For example, I met a man on a first date. I want to say a man because sometimes, you know, we go through phases after our divorces. I just got a little more interesting to some of you. But it turns out when it comes to sex in the land of lesbianism, I'm not much of a giver.
All right.
More of a waist up kind of gay. But anyway, I went out to dinner with this guy and almost immediately thought he is so not for me. But vodka cranberry, being the optimist it is, said, yeah, he is. He is. A few dates in, I thought, well, maybe I can fix him. And vodka cranberry said, sure you can. God, a few years later, because, you know, I'm quick that way, I started to think, you know, this is really unhealthy. It doesn't feel right. And vodka cranberry kicked it up a notch and said, let me introduce you to Xanax and Ambien, and we're going to work together to make sure you feel nothing at all. Yes. You know, this Zoom setup, all the anonymous meetings are on Zoom these days. So this is just feeling like one of those meetings where I get 10 minutes and not 3. So if you thought this was about you, no. Moving on. As it turns out, tethering oneself to a bad decision, like a unhealthy, toxic relationship, is a leading cause of depression. Go figure. Now, I'm not sure why they send fire trucks to a mental health emergency. Seems a little dramatic. I had a couple opportunities to ask. Was a little preoccupied at the time. You know, I understand the policeman shows up and is like, you know, ma'am, are there any firearms in the house? But never once has a fireman on the scene said, ma'am, do you have any matches? Now, I believe in the value of medication, you know, because science. That's the closest I'm getting to that one tonight. But it is vitally important to be on the proper medication. Only recently did they discover that what they gave me for depression has a side effect that it triggers anger issues.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I had those. Would have been nice to know about that little side effect before I drove my car into the front of his house. My friends were all like, he had it coming. Judge didn't care. You know, it was the South. They don't like their women angry. The magistrate did not have much appreciation for female rage. You know, a term I learned from Taylor Swift. Gosh, you know, maybe I was part of a clinical trial and somebody just thought, let's give it to the feisty one who's living that pathological liar and see how it goes. She did what? Triggers anger issues. Okay. But my bail had been set at $75,000. $75,000. For frame of reference, it's $25,000 for involuntary manslaughter. Seems I could have got a little more bang for my buck there. Like, are they going to give me a voucher? Do I get to go back? Well, there's something to be learned from every relationship. And that one taught me that jail and prison are not the same place. Did not know that. I also didn't know that damage of $1,000 or more is considered a felony, and convicted felons never can serve on a jury. So I got that going for me. Yeah. Once I was behind this little boy and his mother at the checkout, the little boy sitting in the cart, mom's back to me, and he goes, "Mom, are there TVs in jail?" And she said, "Honey, I don't know. Well, I peered around her shoulder and I said, "Yes." Yes, there are. Just my way of giving back to the community. So my therapist, who had been very professional and neutral up to that point, started to say things like, "What the?" And one day he suggested that if I changed up my environment externally, it could lead to internal change. I don't know if Hollywood was what he had in mind. But that's where I went. And I actually got into background acting because they don't do background checks. And neither do comedy clubs. So, cheers. Thanks for having me, you guys.
Hey, everybody. I'm gonna have hey, Steve.
Brad, just send me the bill.
Spotlight. Hey, I have an idea. For the part of the bit when you say you drove into the house, right? So later, when you equate manslaughter is less, you could say, so if I'd have just taken a left at the bedroom when I drove through the house, I could have saved myself $50,000.
Or earned it. I would have earned it.
Yeah.
I would at least got my money's worth, right?
I don't know. Maybe
I have a question.
Yes.
Has anyone ever mispronounced your name Fakakta?
Oh,
Is that a big
never.
one? Come on.
I've gotten many, but never that. Never.
Oh man, you're not playing the right Berkshire's places.
Yeah.
No, what's so funny, I started comedy 2 years ago, and I thought to myself, when people start pronouncing my name right, I know I'm doing okay. And I'm a regular at Flappers. I actually go in there in a couple hours, and the host came in of the show and she goes, "Oh, I've worked with you before. You're Christine Feckety." And I was like, "Are you effing with me right now?" like did somebody warm you up behind the stage?
Oh, that was
so. Yeah.
Well, the good thing about if your name was Fakakta, there's 2 dirty words in that, and yet it's not a dirty word. It's just Yiddish.
That's true. Yes.
And for what it's worth, you need to meet my mom, because my mom was Judy Sanders. Then she met my dad and became Judy Goodie. And then they got divorced and she kept the name. And now she's a retired judge. So she was Judge Judy Goodie.
Oh my God.
No joke.
No joke.
Yeah, too bad I didn't have her.
Yeah, she did much better.
Oh,
Yeah,
you would have gotten some background checks for this show if that had happened.
Yeah. And actually, I took some liberties because I did learn another thing through that experience. It was this word called expungement. Because I got a phone call out of the blue. I was in California, and this woman at the courthouse, I'm figuring somebody dug a little deeper and knew he had it coming. And she said, "This has been," so I don't have a record. I don't have a record. Yeah.
And a new compound word. A new compound word for everybody: expungement worthy.
There you go. There you go. I will tell you this. My first background role was as an inmate.
Oh,
Fact.
Nice casting.
In
Part you were meant
Rizzoli and
to play.
Isles. And where they had staged the prison to be had been a mental health facility.
oh wow. Rizzoli and Isles.
wow.
My wife
Wow.
loves that show. She
God's
watches
a
it all
comedian.
the
This was the
time.
100th episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have vending machines with Zoloft and stuff like that.
In prison?
Well, no, in the mental health part.
In the
Never mind.
Yeah.
Let's pretend I didn't say that and
Okay.
I left off on my mom's name.
So, Christine,
Yeah,
is there
yeah.
anything you want to promote to tell everybody to do?
Well, I have a gift company called Think Happy Stuff. Just think, like I'm thinking of you, happy stuff, STUFF.com. It has helped support some children's organizations because we have 8 children, 4 birth, 4 adopted.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Wow.
we there were a lot of factors going into the breakdowns
Yeah.
or 2.
That proves how significantly weird your life has been. If you don't even mention 8 kids in your set.
In your act, yeah. You're
I know. There's too much. Too much.
An hour for each of them. You could have an hour for each of the 8, and you'd have.
Yeah. Yeah, when people come up and they go, I remember you, I'm like, okay, is it the kids set or is it the car into the house set?
So say the site again.
ThinkHappyStuff.com.
ThinkHappyStuff.com. Everybody go and buy that. Thank you. Let's hear it for Christine, everybody.
Yay!
Yay! Christine. Okay, where is Christine? There we go. Thank you, Christine. We'll see you later. That was fantastic. So now that was wonderful. By the way, before we bring Patti up, I do want to say that everybody should go to thinkhappystuff.com and everyone should also support Caitlin. But also, if you want to support this show, you go to virtualcomedyshow.com and you click donate to the comedians. And what we do is we take any money that's donated and we split it between all the comedians on an even number basis. No matter what happens, that's what we do, unless they don't take it, and then I keep it all. No, I don't. But anyway, we split it on. So please do that because, again, we're still not ready back from comedy, and you've just seen an amazing show that's worth giving some money to.
And may I also point out that when we only gather a little bit, like when we get $8 in tips, all the comedians, everybody always says, "Oh, Brad, just keep it. Just keep it." Well, we don't want that to happen because that's not fair. So donate $100 or more.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But I don't now, to be fair, I do not keep it all. Like, even then, I do not just keep it.
PayPal keeps it.
PayPal takes a good piece of it anyway. So matter of fact, I think, well, Patti, maybe you should melt about PayPal. No.
Wait, but first,
What?
well, we can say hi, but then we have music for Patti.
Well, hi. Okay, yeah, we have music for Patti too. It's amazing. You look good, Patti. Here we go. Go ahead.
Hi, Patti.
It's time for a Patti Melt with Patti Vasquez, Patti Vasquez. From global conflicts to greenhouse gases, the folks refusing to wear masks says, and politicians getting caught grabbing asses. She's melting down. It's a Patti Vasquez, Patti Melt.
Woohoo.
Regular on this show, I write you a song. That's how it works.
By the way, my husband is so hooked on the Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez song too. So thank you so much. First of all, I just want to say that because I am like the dog and squirrel, the dog and up, I'm like squirrel. I just want to say, okay, first of all, I made notes this time. So I'm gonna make sure I get to these topics when I get to it, which is mask, no helmets, park at the pole, and stay on the block. So first of all, I just want to say, just reminded, our friend just reminded me that I also like to mess with kids in various locations. And I was on a plane one day, and back when I traveled more, and this kid kept doing the peekaboo thing, and I was in the mood. Just because I'm a mom doesn't mean I like your kids. I like your kids. I pretty much don't like your kids. But this kid kept doing this, and then finally he did one because I wouldn't play with him. He stuck his tongue at me. He's like, and I go, great. Now the plane's gonna crash. So kids do that to me. All right, so that was just something that I was reminded of. But it's not dirty. It says, "Go fact yourself." Please do not I just want to make sure you know that. Anyway, so I've been going downtown the last couple days in Chicago. I love my city. It's getting a little rough out there. First of all, we have a lot more graffiti out there. And here's the thing: I'm kind of convinced that the Chicago Police Department wants to make our mayor look bad, and she's doing a pretty good job on her own. I don't know if you're familiar with what Mayor Lightfoot's been like, but it has not been good. And I think the cops are like, "Go ahead, spray that. We don't care." And some of it's good, some of it's not, but whatever. Here's the thing: I got so distracted. I was driving down Michigan Avenue, and we don't have a great city for bikes. We say we do. We've invested in it. You know what? Cars win. I'm sorry. I get it. I want to ride my bike too. It's not safe. And for cyclists who are just going to take their chances weaving out of traffic, cars win. I get it. If you get killed, it'll be that driver's fault. But you're dead. But the problem I had today was, and I just had to laugh, there was a woman rode up next to us, and we were at a stoplight. She had a mask on her bike outside. And I hate when people make fun of people for wearing masks outside, because maybe you're just like, I'm just wearing it for a minute, I gotta go back inside anyway, or you've worn it so much you don't even notice anymore, or you are worried that you will walk through a cloud of aerosolated COVID. I get that. But she was wearing a mask on her bike with no helmet.
Oh my God.
I guess I'm glad you understand that. I wanted to reach out and smack her in the back of the head and go, did that hurt? Even would feel like. That's just me. So the other issue I have in Chicago is people who don't use all the available real estate when you park. So, oh, thank you. Someone gets it. Thank you. You know what I mean?
St. Louis happens all the time.
Especially the people on the ends. My favorite spot is on the front or the back. I can just back up, or I can pull right in. My favorite spots, by the way, not because I'm against parallel parking, it's my superpower. And when someone's parallel parking, I like to watch them and make them feel bad about it. I don't care. I will shame them about how bad they are parallel parking. Anyway, so I see that. But if you park four feet behind the pole, I can't. You've ruined it for the whole block. I just want you to know that you've ruined it for the whole block. You ruined everyone's day trying to get through the day. That's number 2. Number 3, stay out of the box. Traffic in Chicago, if you can't, so the box are the pedestrian, the crosswalk, the intersections. You guys know what a box is? If you don't think you can make it through the box in the next light, don't get in the box. Oh! Anyway, I'm fine. I love it. October. Thank you, everybody.
So wait a minute. Another question about what do you mean all the real estate in parallel parking? I don't understand what you mean.
On a block where there's, if especially with a pole, there's usually like poles at either end, like designating. Especially in Chicago, we have meters. So if there's a pole at either end, you can pull all the way up to the pole and park there. That's the first spot. And I did that without swearing.
Yeah, you did.
First spot.
What she's saying is sometimes there's like half car empty spaces in between the cars. That's what she's trying to say.
Well, I've never really noticed that there was half. I think
you're the problem.
Every meter has a spot. And
we don't. So we don't have meter. We have open parking, and then you pay like on your phone. There's not.
Got it.
Yeah.
You want to fit more cars in there.
And it's not just for metered parking. Like on residential streets, people will like park in a way so that there's like, apparently they're worried that their Prius bumper might get bumped. It's called a bumper. You're gonna get bumped. It's Chicago. Hi, you're making me crazy. Anyway, yes.
That's fine.
Go fact yourself.
So I was on Patti's show. Steve, did you do the show? I did
tonight. I did.
Yeah. So I did it, and I apologize that we didn't talk about anything you probably wanted to talk about, because
you want to talk about whatever.
Well, I'm still, and I didn't talk about this tonight in the jokes, because I wrote other jokes, but I was talking about have I mentioned this? I was at the football game with my wife last week, and has anybody mentioned this?
You said this last week, yeah.
Oh, did. Okay, I talked about this last week. Then forget it, because it's still bugging the crap out of me.
I need answers.
Yes.
No, you didn't talk about it on the show. You talked about it with Steve, I think.
Oh, that may be true. That may be true. Go ahead, do it. It's awesome.
Okay, everybody. Well, Christine. Okay, yes. Well, we have Caitlin and we have Christine here.
And if this doesn't work, it's Patty's fault.
It's Patty's fault. So okay. So we're at the football game with my wife, and right in front of us are all the cheerleaders who are in their 19s and 20s and stuff like that. And they're very attractive women, and they want you to watch them. But I feel sketchy as a 56-year-old man watching them do cheers. Like, oh, look, they're doing cheers, and I just feel like then they're like, but no, you can watch us. But I say, yeah, but it's kind of creepy if I'm watching them and I don't know. And especially like when they put their legs in the air and stuff, then I'm looking away because they got their legs in the air. My wife even hit me once and she said, hey, they've got shorts on now under their skirts. And I said, yeah, but they're not that, so I don't know. Can I look? Can I not look? What should I do?
Look at their shoes.
Okay.
What's this got to do with parking?
Cheerleader porn. I don't know. Anyway, I've just done some. Look at their shoes.
Got real weird.
If I look at their
got
shoes,
the
that's even
4-year-old.
creepier. If I love her, I love her shoes.
Where did you get those shoes?
Watch the game, dummy. So anyway, I'm sorry. Okay, Patti Vasquez, yay!
Yay!
And then get rid of her. Get rid of her.
Okay, I'm getting rid of her. Bye, Patti.
Bye, Patti. Get rid of her. Okay, so now, did you make that was, by the way, I want to thank everybody. Caitlin, that was fantastic. Everyone did inappropriate stuff this week. It was fun.
It was delightfully inappropriate.
Delightfully fun. And then your thing was about pooping. And so I thought I was going to be the inappropriate one. You were worried about me with the 4-year-old, and you guys went through the roof.
We're just trying to keep up with you, Brad.
Yes. And Christine, beautiful job. Thank you very much for coming and go to the website. And so now you have a song for this silly thing too?
Yes. For the worst joke of the week, I've come up with music.
Oh, Janet's coming in.
Yay.
Oh, good. Janet needs to hear this. This is dedicated to Janet.
You want to hear the song for the worst joke of
For
the
whom,
week?
Janet, for whom every joke Brad comes up with is the worst joke of the week.
That's right.
Worst joke. Worst joke. Worst joke. Worst joke.
Boo! That was the worst joke ever.
Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith have said they sleep with other people so their marriage won't become a prison. Because, prisons are chock full of monogamy. There's the Thursday song.
All righty.
Have a very merry Thursday. It's a special time of week when Thursday bells are pealing and life no longer seems so bleak. Let's open up our presents and carve our Thursday goose and wait for Father Thursday to arrive upon his moose.
We tried to incorporate all the wonderful family traditions that people associate with Thursday.
Thursday comes but once a week, but do not shed a tear, 'cause there are more than 50 Thursdays packed in every year, and every single one of them is full of mirth and glee. So stuff your face and break some wind and join the revelry. Have a very merry Thursday. Put on your orange fez and decorate the Thursday tree with milk, bone, spam, and pez. Once you've curled your mustache and donned your Thursday clothes, I'll catch you 'neath the mistletoe and punch you in the nose. Merry Thursday, Merry Thursday.